of April, and I'm just after waking up, and I'm after waking up to noise disturbances and disruption in my environment. The matter I'm going to raise this morning is with regard to the Hippocratic Oath and bodily integrity that has been disrespected. As I keep mentioning, I'm awaiting the ECHR to address my application since 2019. As I've mentioned, I commenced in 2017 the procedures with national politicians that I contacted in February of 2017 and local politicians that I contacted in 2018, 2019. So the individuals that have disrespected my child and I and my matrimony and property haven't addressed the offences against the state that are occurring. Instead, there's an exacerbation of offences. I'm fully aware of the individuals that have been obstructing justice and that have been perverting the course of justice and that have been of slander and treason. Now, the matter that I'm going to raise this morning is with regard to the issue of health practitioners not fulfilling their Hippocratic Oath as of 2016 and how I've been self-treating as a consequence. I'm aware of the individuals that have forged, have been a forgery with regard to documentation regarding my health. There aren't any guardians or caretakers of Maria McElligott. I'm nearly 40 years of age, a qualified, educated woman. Legal representation has been withheld from me. Healthcare has not been provided for me. There have been individuals using artificial techniques to damage my body remotely. This takes the form of individuals using my body particles, and body particles is enough to describe what filth I have actually tolerated. And this has happened in social housing, and it has happened in my marital and family home also. So they've been assaulting my bodily integrity and conducting spiritual violence with my body particles since I gave birth. For a new mother to be experiencing what I have experienced is just horrendous. And the issue of individuals and their techniques to damage my anatomy is quite serious. They've damaged sacred light between 2016 to 2019 and the physical anatomy from 2019 to the present date. Now, these individuals are repeat offenders since 2006. And as I keep mentioning, there's a missing child in Tralee, County Kerry that isn't supposed to be from his mother's care. As I've also mentioned, there's deprivation, denigration, defamation, disrespect to a sacred royal here on this upload that is experiencing injustice, discrimination and inequality. So I'm just very curious how law and order is to prevail in this matter when a law-abiding citizen that is experiencing slander and individuals of outrageous exacerbation, very dangerous exacerbation, very dangerous insinuations, very dangerous assertions that are complete falsehoods, since damaging my child and since trespassing on my property and since stealing vast amount of wealth, millions of euro from Maria McElligott, withholding financial property of my fortune, how these individuals rate their IQ. The number of offences I've experienced are gargantuous, and they're all mentioned in my impact statement. The issue of sacred light from my body and from my spiritual work as a universal light worker, these are all inestimable. So I'm just looking at this situation objectively and subjectively. A female body since giving birth has been disrespected. that's quite serious, and a child has been traumatized in an unlawful care order. So I'm just wondering, who is the law working for, and how does the law expect to uphold its morals, ethics, and practices when frauds and belligerent human beings, liars, are running a riot in a community, trespassing onto property where they have no welcoming and where they have no entitlement. So the issue of these individuals that have damaged bodily integrity and sacred light and that are brazenly in my proximity are violating protection laws. The issue of falsified information that slanders my good name and insinuations that are unfounded are all insults to law and order. So I'm very concerned for the generation ahead of us that would be jeopardized due to bad practices of bad adults in current circumstances. So those people that are avoiding the debts that they owe me, that are withholding a child unlawfully, that are damaging a human female body, that have damaged sacred light, that have slandered my good name, that have taken credit for work that they haven't done, with positive societal developments that they have jeopardized, and they have jeopardized positive progress that I commenced in 2017 and 2018, simply due to poor negotiation and poor communication in an effort to monopolize a situation to their own accordance. So as a consequence, there were casualties and there were bad outcomes, unfortunately. But this upload is with regard to the law, safeguarding the law-abiding citizens and individuals of forgery and bodily integrity damages that are not within remit to speak on or act on behalf of any adult that has commenced procedures for unlawful actions to be resolved respectfully. So those of exacerbation that have involved fraudulence in their agenda are really risking a lot of individuals with their vendetta against my royal patronage and my sacred purpose. As a married mother of royal patronage, the situation is abhorrent, as I keep reiterating. And as I've mentioned in my upload, Sad Sign of the Times, from 2 years ago, the bodily integrity damages have been quite severe. So I'm treating these myself. They had no consent to damage my body. They've no consent to access my body, and they have no lawful remit to access my current personal space, to attain belongings that are not rightfully theirs. So I'm really concerned about law and order and justice, and I'd appreciate the full facts being investigated, because there are liabilities that are liable since 2006 and that think they're above the law, and that's quite serious for women and children's rights.